Welcome to a new watercolor tutorial. In this video, we will be drawing and painting a couple of tiny figures using the idea of boxes. We have done figures from the boxes earlier. This is a continuation for that series. Hi friends, I am Vanidas and let us learn watercolors together. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. I will be releasing more videos. So let us begin the discussion. Okay, let us make some drawing of boxes. Here we will be mainly making two boxes. One box to represent the upper body, another box for the hip. Okay, so yeah, the dimension of this you can work it out. Okay, so I will probably make a tutorial later about the proportions and all, and I have some other videos where the proportions are already mentioned, so please check out my other videos on the figures, right? So here we have made the upper box and the lower box for the upper body and the hip, and then I have added the legs and arms now. So while making this, we have to be little careful about the proportions, and let us also think about some pose here. See, here the idea is that the upper body is tilted to the left, and probably he's drawing, or I don't know what it is called. You can describe whatever action you want. Okay, so this is probably one action, and let us make another one facing this side, maybe a similar pose. Okay, he is also, he is tilting his upper body to his right. Okay, and then the lower upper body, so the upper box is tilted to the left, and the hip is somewhat straight. And when you make the head, the box for the head, when we see from the back side, we don't see too much of the head, and when we see from the front, we see the face, and the box for the head becomes a little longer. Okay, the leg, in fact, we are actually making it using two boxes, one for the upper leg above the knee, and one for the lower leg. Similarly, you can think, depending upon the tilt of the upper body and the hip, you can also think of matching poses. So to get the idea of the poses, okay, so you have to probably sketch a lot of figures. So whenever you go out or you have an opportunity, so please try to make some sketches from life or from the movies, snapshots or photographs, whatever. Here, the idea that I had in my mind was that they are on some wooden steps and trying to row them in some water. That is the idea. Okay, so the idea is not that important. It is, getting the idea, and the idea itself is not important. So we should always try to find some action and some idea. That is the key thing. It could be running. It should be laying on the ground or sitting on a bench or playing football, whatever. Any pose. Try to observe and see how the body parts are getting adjusted for various actions. Okay, when somebody is kicking a football or bowling a cricket ball, so what kind of body movement is happening, and what kind of relations are getting done for between the upper box and the lower box, the upper body and the hip. What kind of leg movement and the arm movements are happening. Try to observe and try to sketch them. So here we have a kind of idea already sketched, already drawn, and now I am sort of making some sort of water. I am not making any sky and all. So I am around the horizon. I am making the water very pale, with a very pale color, and as the water comes down, as it is closer, I will be making it more greenish bluish color. The color that I am using right now is little bit of what you call it as olive green and cerulean blue. Okay, so some blue or greenish blue will be good enough. Okay, I'm using a medium sized brush for this. Okay, so you can use a round brush, medium sized round brush, and the size of this is around A4. It is slightly less than A4, and the paper that I am using is cold pressed watercolor paper, and it is around 300 GSM. Okay, now while this water is still wet, I am adding some ripples. I am suggesting some ripples wet on wet by making a darker version of green. Okay, I have used the same color that we have used earlier, the mix of blue and green, and maybe I have used a touch of red to make it slightly darker. Now the ripples are made wet on wet, so you are getting some soft edges, and while the water is still drying, let us do some coloring for the figure. So here for the coloring, you don't have to go with the precise color that I am using. I am using some blue color or purple color or kind of a red mauve color, whatever I feel that may suit. I am using those colors. You can decide your color. Okay, the color that you choose should be up to yours. So whatever color you have and whatever match to the context, you can use it. Okay, if you are finding this video useful and if you are finding it informative, please do subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification. I would also request you to ask your questions or your suggestions. Write them in the comment box below. I will surely find time to get back to your question, answer your questions, and go through your suggestions as quickly as possible. Okay, you may also please share the video to your artist friends or art aspirants friends, so that they can also take benefit from these videos. Okay, now I think don't worry too much about the colors. Okay, colors are just you can pick up whatever color you like. These are mainly at this point, as of now, it is just the dress, the apparel. So whatever color you may have, you can use it. Right, and I am not precise here. Okay, so some of the proportions are slightly off, but these are tiny figures, and the objective is to get some figure with some meaningful or convincing action. So getting precision is not the key here. Right, so I think we are done pretty much with the figures. Now some wooden color to that. I actually do not know what that is called in English. I'm not a native English speaker. So I think you might have seen this floats on the water, and you can draw it and you can navigate with the in the water. So those things actually are part of the story, but the practice that we need to do is drawing the boxes and getting the figures in action. That is the key thing. The other things, the rowing part, the water, the reflection, all those things are context. Okay, but the key focus area that we are trying to focus on is the figures. Okay, now that figures is reasonably done, and what is missing in the figures is the what do you call it as the face and the exposed body part, the hands, etc. Here the face went little dark because my brush had some dark colors in it, so I didn't clean it well. So I am adding another layer of orange color to the exposed body part, the hand, and the arms, hand, and the face. So the face and the chest area is now merged. Because it wasn't properly dried. So if you are following along, I would suggest you wait for the apparel to get dried before making your faces, making the face color. So for the face, I have used the orange color directly from the tube without diluting it. Okay, so if you're following along, so or if you are trying to do it later, you can use the same orange color, reddish orange color from the tube without much of diluting it. This is a suggestive way of doing it. Okay, this is not a precise way of doing it. And, yeah, just suggestivity is what that we are looking for, because these figures are going to be tiny in your watercolor landscapes or streetscapes or boardscapes, whatever it is. Okay, I think these are reasonably convincing now. We can finish by probably adding some reflection. That is what I feel. I'll be doing some reflection, but you don't worry too much about the reflection at this point, because I'm not going to this is not a class or session on the reflections. Maybe that is a topic for a later video. If you think that is going to help, please do let me know. Okay, I have mixed a little bit of bluish green and a touch of red to get a darker tone, and I am using the same round brush to suggest some reflection. The reflection, the key thing for the reflection here is it is sort of a mirror reflection of the object above, and it is broken because of the water movements. We have suggested some ripples, so the reflection will be broken. So some sort of breakage in the reflection, and the sense of mirror reflection. That means the shape of the reflection is a distorted shape of the object above, as if it is reflected in a mirror. Okay, I think we are pretty much close to finishing this. Don't worry too much about getting the reflection right. Okay, so it should be convincing. So whenever you do watercolors, I focus more on the believability of it, convincingness of this, rather than making it precise. Okay, there could be little inaccuracies. That should be okay, as long as it is convincing the viewer. It should be fine. I think I will close the reflections now. Reflection is good enough, and I hope that this video was informative to you. So thank you very much for being with me. Hopefully you had found something that is new to be learned. If you are finding it useful, as I mentioned earlier, please do subscribe and press the bell notification. And if you have any questions on this topic, so please do let me know, and I'll try to answer as early as possible. And please like and share and comment on the video, so that the video would reach to more audience to whom it may be useful. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Happy painting.